Ajibola, and I work as a software test lead at Myaza. I would like to thank you, ATouch, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience and my knowledge on life as a full-stack tester. Today, we'll be talking about who a full-stack tester is, life itself as a full-stack tester, some challenges testers might face, and some tools that can really be helpful to us when it comes to testing, as well as self-development. In the ever-changing realm of technology today, as we know, innovation comes on a steady basis. We have inventions of new softwares on a daily basis, and the demand for technology in our day-to-day lives has increased greatly. And our responsibilities as testers has evolved to surround not just one aspect of testing, but the entire software development process. As testers, we get involved in the entire software development process. And in this presentation, we'll be going on a journey that reveals to us the exciting opportunities, the essential skills, and various challenges that define life as a full-stack tester. So who is a full-stack tester? A full-stack tester is a person that checks and ensures that every aspect of a software application works correctly. And every aspect of a software comprises of both the front end, which is the user interface that the user interacts with, and the back end, which serves as the behind-the-scenes operations for softwares, and they comprise of the servers and the database. So also the integration points between various components. The role of a full-stack tester also covers manual testing. And for manual testing, as testers, you have to execute test cases, explore the application through verifying that the software's behavior actually behaves according to the requirement document that was prepared for it. The goal of software testing is to verify that the software being produced or being about to be put out functions according to what the requirement actually says it's supposed to function as. What life as a full-stack tester really entails. Life as a full-stack tester can be very fulfilling because as testers, you'll be involved in the various stages of the software development process. Here's a glimpse into what life as a full-stack tester might actually be like. Firstly, you need to understand your role. As a tester, especially one that is full-stack, your role goes beyond just regular testing. You need to envision the usage of the said software application, just like the user is going to use it. You have to think creatively for different scenarios on how the end user would be using whatever application you're working on. And to be able to do this, you as a tester needs to be conversant with the technology that you're using. For collaboration, as testers, you will work in different teams. Teams that comprise of product managers, software developers, designers, and other team members. Clear communication is very crucial in collaboration, so as to communicate the requirements, the fixes, and changes that might be on the software application part time. Test planning and strategy. As a full-stack tester, you'll be involved in creating test plans and strategies that would establish how the test is going to take place, the tools that will be used for testing your software, and the environment in which this testing is going to actually take place. Test case design. As a tester, you would be involved in creating various scenarios, most especially real-life scenarios where users can actually make use of this application. Our scenarios as testers should be as realistic as possible, covering different areas of whichever application you're working with. And as testers, we shouldn't always just consider positive usage scenarios. We should as well cover negative scenarios. For instance, if you were testing a banking application that decides to add a loan feature to it, first you create scenarios regarding onboarding your user from sign up to login, and furthermore to actually applying for a loan on the banking application. You have to test scenarios like what happens when a user applies for the loan with wrong credentials, with actual credentials, and in between. Front-end testing could be manual and with automation. For manual testing, as a tester, you need to be conversant with the UI, UX of whatever application, either it's a web app or a mobile application. You need to check the usability of the application. So also, you need to make sure that everything on the appearance of the software is usable and excellent, relatable to the users. You also have to check how the software functions across different devices, as well as different web browsers. Automation is crucial in today's world of software testing, and it's an added advantage. As a full stack tester, you would create test scripts to automate tests, repetitive tests, and regression tests with testing tools. We move to backend testing. Backend testing involves testing of the APIs and the data management processes. As a tester, you have to ensure that whatever request is being made at the front end by the user is being processed at the back end excellently. You have to test to make sure calling APIs go and that everything in the database management is quite functional. For integration testing, you have to test how components from the front end and the back end relate quite smoothly, most especially if you have third-party servers attached to whichever software you're working on. You have to make sure that these third-party servers actually function quite all right and give you the desired response when requests are called for from the front end by the user. For performance testing, as testers, we should actually perform performance testing to see how whatever application you're working on performs under stress and if load is put on the application. For instance, if you're testing an e-commerce website that has a regular flow of traffic of, let's say, 2,000 users per time, you need to test for days like Black Fridays, where users could actually double or even triple on the site per time to ensure that this software doesn't crash and functions excellently. We have bug reporting and tracking. Whatever issues you find as a full stack tester, you have to document well. Clear documentation is essential because it's going to help the software developer to be able to recreate such bug, to track it, fix it, and also monitor it. Whatever report you give is how the developer is going to move ahead when he or she is trying to fix whatever issues you've brought up. Lastly, we have balancing priorities as a full stack tester. In the agile environment, priorities could change per time. And as a full stack tester, you should be flexible enough and ready to shift when priorities have shifted. For example, if you are testing another e-commerce site, and you have two functionalities for that particular iteration that have to pass. For instance, you have the module of profile picture, allowing the user to actually be able to upload a profile picture. Or you have another option of an issue, a bug was found in the cart module when the user is trying to check out. We have to prioritize which one we can actually test functionally and will not affect the users using the e-commerce application. We all can relate to anybody using an e-commerce application to order something. You need to be able to check out. You need to be able to pay for whatever you bought and check out. So prioritizing the checking out module is deciding to prioritize the checkout module is one of the skills for a full stack tester. Some challenges testers might actually face. Because QA professionals have quite important jobs, we often run into challenges in our daily works. It's quite useful to know some common problems that can be encountered on our daily activities. Firstly, we have weak interdepartmental coordination. The software development and testing process requires multiple departments being involved. And if these departments do not coordinate well, testers might end up getting incomplete softwares into the test environment, which can actually lead to repetitive testing or some tests being actually overlooked. So cooperation and coordination is a vital instrument for departments involved in the software development process. We have inflexible software testing tools next. Some software companies already have a fixed set of testing tools they would like whichever tester that comes into their company to use. This doesn't create space for the testers to be creative, and this doesn't allow testers to actually treat each software uniquely. As testers, you should be encouraged to be creative, interact with whichever tools that suits the particular test you're doing part-time, and use it to give excellent and efficient results. Missing documentation. More often than not, as testers, we don't really get full documentation before test is started. Sometimes we rely on information given to us by the developer as to what a particular software is actually supposed to do. In case you find yourself in this situation, I'd advise you meet up with every member of the team that is related to this software and get as much information as you can as to the functionalities of the software you're testing, what the software is supposed to do, and what not the software is not supposed to do. With this, you can use this to create your test cases to be able to test the app from end to end. Limited time availability. In the software development process, time is a major constraint, as when from design to development until testing, time might have been elapsed and there is already a set release date. Most of the time, test softwares get to the test environment at very limited time, and this gives pressure. This puts testers generally under a lot of pressure to test functionalities in the shortest amount of time, which would not allow testers to actually perform functional tests and all the other tests that they have to do in a limited amount of time. I'll suggest concerning limited time availability each department involved in the software development process should be given more or less a stipulated time that they can work with so that everybody gets ample time to do everything they need to do on the software before it is released to production and further released to users. Numerous software bugs. Sometimes as testers, we receive softwares that are full of bugs because finding one bug makes another one surface, and this circle actually continues. If you find yourself in a situation like this, you could suggest or request that the developers perform unit testing so that this limits all the bugs. This finds the bugs easily and limits the amount of bugs that is released to the test environment. Because as testers, whatever little bug that we pass or omit into the production environment can be really, really expensive to sort out. Some tools that can be helpful in software testing. As a tester, there is no one size fits all when it comes to testing tools. I would suggest and recommend that you get yourself familiar with various testing tools for different purposes and use a testing tool that best fits whatever software that you're working on part-time. For instance, if you're testing UIs, you could select from Catalan, Selenium, whichever software you feel most comfortable with and would suitably perform the tests you have in hand. Same also goes for API testing. There are a lot of tools that testers can actually get familiar with and tailored to whichever test you're doing at that particular time. Also for performance testing as well. Next, we have self-development. The importance of continuous learning cannot be overstated for testers because as full stack testers, staying current with the latest testing tools, industry practices, and methods is quite crucial to the ever-challenging nature of the technology time that we are currently in. Technology evolves every day, and we have to try our best to keep up. When you accumulate so much experience in your testing field, you can then choose to specialize in whatever area of testing you would like, from gaming testing to mobile application testing to accessibility testing or even performance testing. This specialization can further enhance your career and open advanced job opportunities for you. In conclusion, I would say witnessing the software you've tested as a tester operate seamlessly and enhance the user satisfaction can be incredibly rewarding. Our responsibilities as testers guarantees that the final product quality is good and the dependability is good as well. Overall, as full stack testers, we should be good with technology. We should be able to adapt, communicate well, and be focused on delivering excellent results. Our role as full stack testers is quite important, and it greatly impacts the success of any software product we're working on. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can reach me up at LinkedIn. I'm very, very active on LinkedIn. Is there any questions?
So I think we have a question, AJIBOLA, from Leonardo.
Okay.
To
To become a full stack tester, should we learn programming languages to conduct white box testing of code? I mean, should we understand how the database, APIs, and microservices work as well as front end? Is that so? My answer to this question would be you can actually decide to specify as a manual tester, which does not include much coding. But if you want to go into automation, you will need the basics of programming language to keep you ahead. You might not need to go into in-depth coding. For example, Cypress, using Cypress for web automation testing, you would need to write codes, even if it's just the basic codes. So I would advise you actually put in a little effort to actually learn coding.
I think we have one question posed up. Can there be 100% automation possible in software applications? You have a
I would
question over
say
here.
you cannot 100% possible 100% automation might not be possible currently because technology advances every day. So by the time every build has a new update, you have to actually try to make sure the new update doesn't affect the previous build. So we have to enhance our automation for the new update. So automation, we have to keep up automation part-time. We cannot just decide we've 100% automated this build and we let it go. We have to review our automation policies and codes regularly.
So I think that's good for Pooja. So once again, like thank you so much, Ajibola. So if any of the viewers have any questions, we will forward it to you, so you can just have
Thank you
discussion
so
with
much
them.
for
So
having me,
thank you
sir.
so much, Ajibola. Once again,
And
namaste.
thank
Thank
you,
you so
QA
much for
Touch, as
being a
well.
part of QA Touch.
Thank you so
Bye bye.
much.